Every single day, your brain is doing one of two things. It's either getting sharper or it's getting weaker. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are talking all about your mind and why your cognitive abilities might be slightly slipping away right under your nose. If you've been feeling, a little foggy lately, don't just blame your genetics. It's actually way more likely due to invisible, everyday enemies that you're probably completely overlooking.
So let's be totally honest with ourselves for a second here. Is your brain getting weaker? Do you feel your focus just completely fading out by mid-afternoon? Is your memory a little slower than it used to be? Or maybe you find your mind constantly craving little distractions without you even realizing you're doing it? We absolutely love to blame getting older or super stressful jobs, but the real root of the problem? It's often something we are actively doing to ourselves every single day. You see, the real culprits behind feeling sluggish or, frankly, unintelligent, they aren't these massive life events. They are simply small daily habits dripping away at your cognitive reserves like a leaky faucet, repeated over and over and over again. Before these routines completely hijack your brain, we really need to expose the biggest reasons your IQ feels like it's dropping. By understanding these seemingly harmless little patterns, we can finally stop this silent brain drain right in its tracks.
Let's dive right into Section 1, the social media trap, or our addiction to instant entertainment.
Okay, so this trap builds into a really vicious cycle. Step 1 begins with something we all do, the endless scroll. Every time you flick through those short little videos, you're literally training your brain to expect an instant reward, giving yourself these tiny, unnatural spikes of dopamine, and that triggers step 2, a craving for stimulation. Over time, your attention span actually physically rewires itself to accommodate this new hyper-fast baseline. Your brain begins actively demanding constant high-speed input. It makes it incredibly difficult to concentrate on anything that doesn't flash, move, or immediately entertain you, which inevitably leads us right into step 3. Deep thinking just starts to feel boring. Because your brain is so hijacked by this high stimulation, essential tasks like reading a book, studying, or complex problem solving, they start to feel agonizingly tedious.
The harsh reality here is that the more distracted your mind becomes, the harder it is to think clearly. It really is that simple. When you wire your brain for constant interruption, your functional intelligence actively drops. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you read a single page of a book or a work report only to get to the very bottom and realize you didn't absorb a single word because your mind was literally waiting for your phone to buzz? You are essentially training your brain to lose its capacity for clear, prolonged thought.
Moving right along to Section 2, the sleep deprivation myth and the incredibly high cost of missing rest.
4 or 5 hours. You hear it all the time, right? People absolutely love to brag about surviving on minimal sleep, wearing it like some sort of badge of honor in today's hustle culture. They falsely believe that pulling all-nighters makes them seem highly driven or incredibly productive. It's almost become a weird competition to see who can run on the emptiest tank. But the source material is explicitly clear on this. Chronic lack of sleep is absolutely not a superpower. It is actively physically damaging your brain.
Let's contrast all that bragging with the stark biological reality of what sleep actually does for us. Sleep is the critical maintenance window for your cognitive health. Think of it like a night shift cleaning crew. It's the precise time when your brain repairs itself by clearing out the cellular waste and neurotoxins that just naturally build up while you're awake. It's also when your brain acts like a meticulous filing cabinet, permanently storing the memories and the complex lessons you just learned that day. If you're skipping out on sleep, you are literally skipping out on the basic fundamental maintenance your mind requires to function at a smart level. And the consequences of lacking that vital rest, they are immediate and they are severe. A tired brain guarantees slower reactions and worse memory. Without enough rest, your cognitive processing speed physically slows down. In fact, operating on severe sleep deprivation impairs your reaction times similarly to slight intoxication. Think about that. Your short-term memory gets noticeably worse, and suddenly simple problem-solving feels like you're climbing Mount Everest. You become emotionally reactive and way more prone to making bad decisions. That is exactly why highly successful people, the ones who truly need to maintain their cognitive edge, treat sleep as a strictly non-negotiable performance tool.
All right, Section 3, the multitasking illusion, the myth of doing it all.
There's a massive gap between perception and reality here. The perception is that multitasking makes you highly productive. We think that juggling 3 tasks at once means we're getting more done and just totally conquering the day. But the harsh biological reality? The human brain cannot actually multitask. It simply task switches, just very, very quickly. And constantly switching between messages, videos, apps, and deep work forces your brain to constantly stop and reset. Every single time you switch, you pay a steep cognitive penalty. Researchers actually call this attention residue. It's a lingering distraction that drains your energy and actively destroys your ability to focus deeply on any one thing. By trying to do everything at once, you are mathematically guaranteeing that you do nothing well. Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, protecting your intelligence and breaking the cycle. To actually break this cycle, we have to start prioritizing deep focus. Now, deep focus isn't just about working hard. It's defined as one of the most important skills for becoming smarter and facilitating true learning. It's the exact environment where neuroplasticity actually thrives. A fractured, distracted brain makes absorbing new information drastically harder. If your attention is constantly divided, your functional intelligence just suffers. Preserving your capacity to sit down, block out the noise, and engage in deep, uninterrupted focus is the ultimate key to keeping your brain sharp and continually growing.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final provocative question. Which of these daily habits is currently controlling your brain? Is it the endless scrolling for that instant dopamine hit? Is it sacrificing vital sleep for the total illusion of productivity? Or maybe it's the constant multitasking that is quietly destroying your concentration. The daily choices you make either build your intelligence up or they quietly tear it down. So what are you going to change today to protect your cognitive health? Really think about it.